Welcome to this video where we will be focusing on references from newspapers, specifically articles and advertisements. We will have a look at the hard copy and electronic versions of newspapers, articles and advertisements. Let's jump right in. We all know what a newspaper looks like. Sometimes we take for granted, however, that this is still very much a source that needs to be referenced properly and academically when used. When we do this, the information we will need is the name of the newspaper, the date on which it was published, and the information of the specific article of the newspaper that we will be referencing. Herein, we need to look out for the name of the author of the article, as is found in the byline, and the title of the newspaper article, of course. Taking these together, let's see how our reference will look. Let's have a closer look at this specific newspaper article. At the top here, we will see the name of the author in the byline. This is what our reference in the bibliography will start off with. We will, as per usual, first have the surname, followed by a comma, and then the initial or initials, followed by a full stop. As always, this is followed by the year of publication, 2015 in this case, with a full stop thereafter. Then this is followed by the title of the article itself. Notice again that it is not italicized but is in sentence case. Then we have the name of the newspaper in italics, followed by a comma, and then the day and month of the publication. This is followed by a colon and then the page number on which the article appears. A full stop at the end finishes off our reference. Sometimes, however, especially nowadays, we find our news on the internet. Should the article that we are referencing have come from the internet, an electronic version of the newspaper, the reference would stay the same, but now without a specific page number, as there wouldn't be one. We will, however, have to direct our readers to the electronic newspaper, and we do this by adding the following information to the reference. First, we have an O in block brackets, followed by a full stop, to show that this was an online source. Hereafter, we have the word available, followed by a colon, and then the URL of the article itself, copied and pasted from our browser window. Lastly, you have the date on which you last accessed this link. Now, whether you found the newspaper article online or in hard copy, your in-text reference will stay much the same, with the exception of an electronic article not having a page number in its reference, where the reference to the hard copy article will. Next, let's have a look at referencing advertisements in newspapers. It's rather easy once you know how to reference newspaper articles. Since there's no specific author, however, we will not bother with that and will go straight to identifying the advertisement by what is being advertised. In this case, you will agree with me, this advertisement can be identified as a KFC ad. Again, it will be in sentence case followed by a full stop. Next comes the bits that we are used to. First to follow is the year of publication, then the newspaper's title or name with a comma to separate it from the specific day of publication, with a colon at the end, and then the page on which the advertisement appears. Of course, we also find advertisements on online newspapers, and in this case, we will combine what we have already learned from referencing. The first part of the reference will look exactly like a hard copy newspaper advertisement, although no specific page number is indicated. To show that this ad was found online, however, we will identify it as such with the same referencing methods that we learned from online newspaper articles. In the text of your writing, you will refer to the advertisement by its name. As before, the online version will have no specific page number, whereas the hard copy version will. Our next tutorial will build forth on the conventions that we have already started to get used to in this tutorial, and will look at sources accessed via the internet, for example web pages, and then referencing social media platforms.